So what's going on, everybody? How you doing? How you been? How you living? I am Raymond Barnett, and we are back with another episode of It's Rarely Gloomy to Everyone Else, a podcast centered around mental health, artistry, and the grim realities of perfection. So how about we get into it, shall we? Okay, so I got my little blunt here, gotta get right, get my mental right, you know what I'm saying? If you know like I know, then you know how much one of these can help you if you do smoke. I'm not talking to everybody else that don't. That's your prerogative. You ain't got to do this, but I do have a message for you. If you're interested, I want you to check it out. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that follow button, and let's build a community together. So today's episode, excuse me. Today's episode is about encouragement. And I want to speak to everybody because this is an important topic. All of these are important topics, but this one right here takes the cake. I feel like this one right here is my bread and butter. This is where I sit right now in the music space. This is where I probably, like a lot of people, might sit and feel like they're not really, sure as to what to do or how to deal with this. So I'm gonna just get right into it. But I want to talk about encouragement. I want to discuss surrounding yourself with people who have your best interests at heart, who equally care about your vision, and weeding out the naysayers and the leeches. Do you have somebody around you that leeches off of what you got going on? Do you have anybody around you that you feel as though is only there for their benefit when you're the one that's actually putting in a lot of work? They might put in some kind of work, but ultimately it's all on you, and what you have to do is put way more effort in than anybody else around you. And if you find yourself around people that are only there when shit's going good for you, then you might want to take a look at people around you and figure out exactly who needs to be in your circle. And why? What do they bring? So I want to start with this. It's a little starting point that I came up with. You are the sum of the five people in your inner circle. So if they ain't on what you on, then what does that say about you? What does that say about them? I mean, honestly, without divulging too much, I've been in situations before where I found myself doing a lot of shit, making a lot of headway, little periods here and there between the ages of maybe 21 up to 25. It was hard for me to stay focused and shit, but there was points where I found that people were only around me because it was opportunistic. I mean, there are people that are out there trying to network with you, and we're all opportunists at the end of the day, but what matters most is the intention behind it. Why do you want to help me so much? What can you bring to the table? Is this benefiting you more than it's benefiting me? These are questions that you have to ask. Because if you find yourself around people that don't really give a shit about your movement, about your business, your brand, your music, if you find yourself around these kind of people, they can kind of get in your ear. They can kind of weed you off your path a little bit, man. They can put you in a position where you find yourself questioning why you're doing it, what you're doing, if the moves you're making are even the right moves, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to stay the course. You need people who are there to encourage you to stay the course, to do the shit that you're supposed to be doing in order for you to obtain the success that you wish to obtain, the success you wish to reach. They're supposed to be there to guide you, to help you find your way. Whether or not they stay for the long ride or after the fact is completely up to you, and depending on what the situation may be. But I've found that there are people who like to find their way inside of your business and your brand, whatever. They like to find their way into your life only to get something off the back end, which honestly, I feel like makes a lot of us as independent artists and creatives a little bit weary of. Whenever we get somebody that's like, oh yeah, let's do a feature or let's collaborate on shit, man. There are instances with the Emmanuel Hudson and Spoken Reasons and shit when they did that what's that joint called? Asking all them questions. Asking all the questions. Shout out to Emmanuel Hudson. I ain't gonna say the rest. I don't want to get hit with a copyright, but I found that in a piece that they had done on Wild and Out, he actually had a problem. Emmanuel had a problem with them. You know what I mean? I don't really know too much about the situation, but if in so many words, Spoke kind of got bigger, and one used the other one's platform to like gain leverage and to go and expand, kind of like leaving the other one hanging and shit. And it's like, it makes it hard for you to be friends with artists because you don't know who's opportunistic. You only want to be around me for the purpose of blowing up off me or using my platform or my brand. And we're supposed to be all willing to do this shit. Like, you know, we're supposed to be okay with wanting to collaborate and connect and network with other people without having to feel as though that somebody's only after it for monetary gain. You don't really want to be my friend. You want to do enough for me until you're able to get where you need to go, and then it's basically fuck me, right? So, wrong. Like, so you wanna definitely watch who you have around you. You wanna make it known what you're willing to what you're willing to put up with, what you're willing to tolerate, what you're willing to say, hey, you know what you're willing to say no to, and say, yo, you know what, I need to really reevaluate the people that's around me. Because I tell you this, and this is like a quote that I had like seen on it was the Cheat Code podcast. Shout out to the Cheat Code podcast, Rap Coalition. Shout out Wendy Day. But there was a segment where it was like, homie was like, how you really know whether or not you're actually like doing something, you gotta ask the people around you, ask your close friends, family and associates and shit like that. Ask them, what are you ready for? And I was kind of like confused, like I wasn't sure where he was going with it. Matter of fact, it was like he was on the No Labels podcast. Shout out to the No Labels podcast. He was on No Labels podcast, and he was like, you gotta ask them, like, yo, like, what are you excited for? And I was like, what? I'm like, where is he going with this? And then he's like, if they don't say your album or your new single or whatever, that's, no, you're not ready to put it out in the music. And it kind of dawned on me, and I'm like, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because if we have people that are around us, that we should have people that are willing to like be as excited as we are with our music. Like, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be excited as artists. Of course, we should absolutely be excited as artists, creatives, putting out whatever we got. We should be, let's just like focus on the artist portion. As artists, we should be excited about the shit that we're putting out, 100%. But at the same time, I understand what he was saying, and I feel as though that if you don't have people that are excited about your shit just as much as you're excited about putting it out, even working on it, if you don't have people that are excited about your shit just as much as you are excited about your shit, then like, you need to reevaluate. You need to ask yourself, well, one, are they supportive, or am I not doing enough? You want to make sure you like figure that shit out. You don't just like jump the gun, but like you want to make sure, like, are you supportive, or are you here just to ride my coattail? Because if you are supportive, and I am doing enough work, and you see me out here actually grinding, why not repost my shit? Why not be excited about my shit? Why not say, hey, look, this person's whatever's coming out and all of this shit, and you want to be able to like have that support system. You need people to help you, be encouraged. You need them. Everybody needs that. We all need to be supported in some way. We can support ourselves, but we also need to be openly, like, not openly, but we also need to be like as supported as we can be, as independent, and do the shit on our own, because it's important, especially when our friends and family are involved. Like, I tell you one thing, there's only one person in my camp that really, really rides for my music. And I'm sure she's gonna be watching this video. So if you're watching this as I'm saying this right now, I want you to know, you know exactly who you are. There's one person in my camp who is excited for every release that I've dropped, every song that I've dropped. And it can't. And to be honest with you, it doesn't even have to be like a particular person. It's just somebody really close to you. You know, that knows that you're really going for this shit. Like, you're really going hard for this. You need at least that one person. And for me, that person is my partner, man. Shout out Tiana. Yeah, he was waiting on that. I was dragging it for a little bit. I just wanted you to, like, you know, build up the suspense for it and shit. Yeah. But yeah, she's been like excited, man. Even when we first met, like her hearing like the shit that I wasn't dropping just yet until, you know, I think like the following year, because we met in 2021, and then 2022 I was dropping some songs and shit, and she had heard the songs before I was like officially dropping them and shit. Like, you know, they were still in like the first mixing phase, and like after a few times of her hearing it, like she like this shit like kind of got stuck in her head, and you know what I mean, it was real catchy, and she started like singing to it and shit, and I was like, yeah. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one. And it was dope for me because like it solidified for me that there are people that can care about your shit as much as you care. When they see your face light up about it, they like it. They love it. They love seeing you excited about your music. They love it so much that they're willing to play your music ridiculously, like constantly, over and over and over again. These are the people that you need in your camp. These are the people you need to surround yourself with, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's gonna ride for you the most. They can help you get to where you wanna go, but you gotta remember to weed them out. Weed out them other ones. You gotta remember to remember who actually gives a shit about what you got going on, and then weed out everybody else. Because for me, having her there to really be supportive, it's been honestly something that I've never found in any other relationship I've been in. No one was ever supportive of my music. No one was ever like, yo, I want to see you make big moves. And, you know, like, you know, the girlfriends that didn't give a shit about me. It got to a point where, not me, I was that was some deep shit. I don't mean me. I don't know, to be honest. But they didn't really give a shit about the movement or the music I was making. So I took it as like, you don't give a shit about me, you know what I mean? But anyway, I found myself like not telling people that I was doing music just because like I didn't want anybody to judge me, you know what I'm saying, in a relationship. I didn't want anybody to be like, oh, here comes just some another rapper. This nigga ain't got no job. Like, first of all, bitch, I kept a job. You feel what I'm saying? Like, don't play with me. But like, I got to a point where I was just like, I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a lot of people in my corner. Family was far the fuck away, and they really didn't even know much about what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in my family had their own shit going on. But like I cared about the fact that I cared about having free people in my life that cared about the shit that I cared about as much as I cared about them. Like, if you care about me, my music is an extension of me. My creativity, my artistry is an extension of me. So if you're in my circle and you're surrounded around, you know, with my shit, like my music, my creativity, my artistry, the podcast, you know what I mean? If you're surrounded by all of my shit, all of the things that I'm doing, either you like it or you don't like it. You might not like everything, but expressing that you do like something and being in support of what you do like, because one, you're a really good friend. You tell me if I suck, then that's a totally different story. But having somebody that can do that is important. I guarantee you right now, if you got anybody in your circle that's willing to hold you down, anybody in your circle that's willing to like say, hey, listen, I ain't got nothing but a couple of dollars, whatever, to invest in, you know, whatever you got going on, or maybe I can get you a beat, you know what I mean, or get you some equipment. My child's mom, like, no, my partner Tiana, dog, she helped me like finance my interface. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even have this interface, you feel me, if it wasn't for her. She believed in the dream. She helped me to pay for a feature that wasn't really worth much of nothing, and it was a scam. But the fact that like she was willing to help put in for what I got going on was important to me, and it should be important to you. Excuse me. It should be important to you. So then what are the signs? Are there signs? What are the signs of people that are around you that are only there for their benefit? I tell you what the signs are. This is just based off what I've seen, totally opinionated. It ain't factual to some. You know what I mean? Like some people might not relate to this shit. So like don't go like trying to make it seem as though that I got all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm just telling you that based on my experience, this is what I've come to know. They're overly excited to be in your personal space. Overly. They come to studio sessions just to hang out. The worst ones are other creatives that are friends of yours. Don't contribute to anything. Only want to hit you up or talk to you to pitch some shit, to get you to be involved in some shit, but don't want you to contribute to anything. There are different ways. Oh, another one. Someone who at the drop of a dime, oh no, excuse that one. That one's not even going to be a good one. Someone who doesn't even play your music. That's the most clear-cut sign. Someone that don't go bumping your shit. If they don't bump your music, and all you do is talk about your music, and they friends of yours, Sade, that ain't it. Them ain't the ones. My nigga, I've had friends where like I play their music. I had people in my circle, I play my friends' music. Now, not everything is my cup of tea, because everybody's different. But, yeah, I got friends who are really good, and I play their music. If they don't do that, my nigga, then clearly, nah. Another one is anytime you got feedback about something and you want to start something new, they always have an opinion as to why you shouldn't do it or why it's not a good idea or why your idea just doesn't sound sound to them. I've pitched ideas to people. I've talked about my dreams and my aspirations, all of the things that I had in my mind, my visions, and and I found my ideas not necessarily shot down, but like looked down on, like they weren't really the greatest of ideas, or because they couldn't see it, then but yeah, they hang around and what I mean, and like behind closed doors, you know what I'm saying, they don't really support you. They don't think that what you got going on or anything that you bring to the table is that good. So they don't really engage in giving ideas. They more so just tell you where the problem is in your ideas lie. You want to stay away from people like that because they energy draining. Back on the mental health tip, I'm going to flip it for you. Do you know how mentally taxing that is? To have somebody that you honestly consider a really good friend to, one, never show you love on your music, never comment on your shit, never repost your shit. Do you know, like, come on, bro, I'm sure, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and for one, I just, like, want to point out that, man, music is subjective as fuck. What's good to some is not good to others, and vice versa. So, if you are a fan and you love my music and you are my friend, I expect a repost. I would do the exact same thing. You can call it petty, whatever, but like, to be honest with you, like, These supposed to be your friends. I could see if it was somebody you're not really affiliated with or even close to like that. Say, for example, you do a feature with somebody and, you know what I'm saying, you might have parlayed for a little bit. Just banter to get the shit going, break the ice, and then, you know, you get your feature or you do the feature and then that's it. Pleasure doing business with you. You know what I'm saying? It's like walking into a bank, cashing your check, and you're only briefly, you know what I mean, chatting with the bank teller for a little bit. You do your transaction, then she gives you your money for your check, or you give her the deposit. And anything else? No. Okay. Have a nice day. Take care. That's that. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily in my eyes opportunistic or someone that doesn't really give a shit. That's just like a, listen, I don't need you to care so much about what I got going on. We can do business and shit like that, but I still got my movement, and I just think you're dope, and maybe we can help each other. We have an understanding, but not like people that, you know what I mean? Not your friends. People that are close to you. What the fuck is that, man? That's not transactional. You want people that are gonna be like, bro, hey, when that new song you got dropping? Or where your music at? Come on, bro. I've been waiting, bro. I love your shit, man. You know I be listening to your what's it called your one track while I'm in the car on the way to work. You know what I mean? I be feeling good when you make music and shit reminding me of my girl and my relationship from like the summertime. You know, like shit like that. Like you want that, man. Especially if you're good. Subjective, but like everybody's good in their own way, and if somebody is supposed to be your friend that say they like your music or love or follows or invests in your career, why the fuck would you not like the music? Duh. Well, yeah, man. I can get along with it like a motherfucker. But yeah, I mean that's just my 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have your best interest at heart, or they don't care equally about your vision, if they take they fucking, you know what I mean, precious ass time, you know what I mean, trying to like put on for you, do the things that can like help put the word out about you or help get the word out about you. Come on, man. That's why, bro. Sometimes, honestly, it only takes one person. As long as you got one person that gives a shit about what you got going on, I promise you this. That's all you're gonna need. One person is all it takes. One person is all we need. Just like with the previous videos and shit that I've done, like 2 videos ago about like how many people are gonna be like consuming your shit, bro. As long as you got one, bro, you good, my nigga. You're straight. I promise you. Or cis, you know, whoever's watching it, or non-binary. Hey, whoever you are, all you need is one. Just one. I promise you, all you need is one. And then once you get that one, man, you good. That's enough. Me having Tiana, my partner, me having her is honestly like the only encouragement I'm ever gonna need. To know that we can, hey, so this is the plan, you know what I mean? I got this going on and I want to set a date for this. Okay, we can't do that, and let's try to like do it this day, and or like I got studio time, or you know, it's like having a schedule and shit like that. Like we can make that shit work, you know what I mean? Because like she actually gives a fuck about the vision. She believes in this shit. They know you good. They know you so good that even if they don't listen to every single song, bro, they believe in that shit. They invest in you. She's invested in me. It's all the encouragement I need. And if you got that one who does the exact same for you, that's all you need. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. My name is Raymond Barnett. As always, you can catch me on Threads. Follow me on Threads at Raymond Barnett _. You can also follow me on IG. That's Raymond Barnett _. Same with my TikTok. Ladies and gentlemen, we have episodes dropping every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Catch us here locked on Overton. And remember, the sun's always gonna shine, baby. Peace.